I used to work in a shop with a lot of different herbalists, and you can picture this in your mind, and it makes me almost laugh thinking about it. We used to sit around with bags of herbs from all different companies and just be eating spoonfuls. You know, one day we'd be eating all one herb all day just to get our ideas of the quality of an herb. And we always came back to the same company that we were getting herbs from, the same extract company, and realized early on that it was an amazing company as far as extracts out of China, because most of the things we use are Chinese herbs, and there's such a different level or varying level of quality of all herbs. So when you find a company that really knows what it's doing, you just stick with it. And I've been using this company now for over 15 years. And what makes the difference on all of this, and this is all the herbs in TianChi, is that first off, they're wildcrafted, meaning that these are herbs brought in from the forests and out in the wild in batches by individuals, and all brought to a market for this company, who then test every one of them for levels of active ingredient, and then that determines whether they're going to be made into an extract. They're not just taking anything and processing it in this plant, right? And so the other thing, though, the most important aspect, if there's any aspect as important as wildcrafting, is the fact that they extract every herb, or they have the ability to extract every herb at its exact most potent extract. In other words, they have determined, and you can determine this for different herbs, what is the extract strength that herb should be extracted at, to make sure that you have all the active ingredients but didn't leave any behind. And this is important because you can't just take an herb and extract it to 60 to 1 because you end up with this super potent extract. Well, yeah, you will, but it'll only have maybe one ingredient, and you miss the thousands of things that occur with that herb that make it work. And so you have to find the extract strength of each particular herb so that it contains all the synergistic ingredients that make the one most potent ingredient work the best in your body. So you have herbs that are 8 to 1s, some are 4 to 1s, some are 10 to 1s, some are 50 to 1s, right? Meaning that it takes 10 pounds, for a 10 to 1 extract, it takes 10 pounds of herb to make 1 pound of extract for that particular herb. And then that way we have them extracted, there's absolutely no filler to it. It's just the essence of the herb. And so some of the herbs are 12 to 1s. Some are, like I said, 4 to 1s. And why would a 4 to 1 plant be different than the other? Well, a 4 to 1 might have more moisture in it to begin with, and it just extracts out at a different level. A 12 to 1 might just mean that it's a really hard, dry herb, and it takes that much herb to get that much active ingredient. But always keeping in mind, you want the full spectrum. So when you look at a label and it says 40 to 1 extract, it really doesn't mean that much. It could mean two different things. It could mean that it takes 40 pounds to make that, or it could mean the company just wanted one chemical out of it, so they just over extracted it, and you're left with what is essentially a pharmaceutical. You got a chemical. It's not going to work or be identified by the body the same as maybe that same plant done at a 15 to 1 that had a full spectrum of active ingredient. And that's the difference. Like, we have an herb in our formula, eleuthero ginseng, it's a 50 to 1, right? 50 pounds of that herb went into making 1 pound of extract. It doesn't mean it's any more potent than the 10 to 1. It means that there's so much wood in eleuthero ginseng. In fact, eleuthero ginseng is the root of a 15-foot high bush. It looks like something like a piece of wood you hit with your lawnmower in the yard, right? That's what it looks like. When you see it as an herb shop for the first time, you don't even think it's an herb. It just looks like some twigs that fell in the yard, some wood you got to throw away, right? So, but you realize all that active ingredient is tied up in so much wood fiber that to go through the process of extracting it, it takes 50 pounds to make a pound of extract. Doesn't mean it's more potent. That's how much raw material it takes just to get some active material. And so, but you have to know that for every herb. You look at Eleuthero on the market, most of it's 5-to-1. When you see a 5-to-1 extract of Eleuthero, I wouldn't even go near it because I don't know what they're getting out of that pile of wood to make that extract, right? Reishi mushroom's the same. Reishi is not what you think of as a mushroom that you could eat. It's not soft and pliable. Reishi mushroom is a woody mushroom. In fact, you could tap it, it feels like a board. You could cook reishi mushroom in a pan of water for 2 days, and when you pull it out, it just feels like a piece of wet wood. You can bend it, but you can't rip it, you can't chew it, you can't do anything to it. So you have to grind that and then extract it, and it takes about 12 pounds to make 1 pound extract. So this you have to know about all your different herbs. And when I went to this company, because we knew each other, and asked them for herbs for TianChi, they gave me the standard thing about, well, we can make you the 5-to-1 extracts. And I said, no, I want every herb made by itself, extracted by itself to its best extract, and then we'll blend them after that. So that ensures you that they're not throwing it all into one cooking pot like is traditional, and then extracting it and having a few of the herbs that didn't get extracted right and some that got over extracted. No, every one is specifically done to my specifications. And then and this is really funny because the company said, really, you want to pay for that? And I said, yeah. They were like, wow, you actually want the good stuff? Yeah, I want all the good stuff, right? So that's what we do. And so they're wildcrafted, which it has a better energy because it's coming out of the wild. It's better than organic, something that someone's growing on a farm for a short period of time. You get all this different aging with it. You get all these things that happen when you have to develop on your own. It's not much different than a human being that had to develop on their own. They have characteristics that you can't get out of somebody that was coddled their whole life, right? So the same thing applies to herbs. So we have wildcrafted herbs. We have them extracted the way they're supposed to be extracted for the highest potency with no filters in it, and the exact potency for that particular herb, and then it's all blended and put together for TianChi, and that's how we come up with the formula.